Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's talk a little bit about Buddhism. I'm not a Buddhist. Let's start that off right. I'm not an expert in this stuff, but I have read several books about it. I've been interested in Buddhism for the last 20 years or so, but I'm not a practicing Buddhist. I just think it's an interesting topic, something to read about. But I want to go over some of their precepts of their religion, some of their rules, their commandments, if you will. They have, first of all, what they have is the Four Noble Truths. I'm not going to go into those too heavily. And then what follows the Four Noble Truths is the Eightfold Path, right? So that's what I want to go over, is the Eightfold Path. But briefly, the Four Noble Truths are simply as stated. Number one, the first truth is life is suffering. Number two, there's a cause of suffering, and that cause is attachment. The cause of suffering is attachment. Number three, the Four Noble Truths. This is just kind of my paraphrase, but it's basically letting go. Letting go of the causes of suffering. So life is suffering, there's a cause of suffering, you want to let go of the suffering. And then number four of the Four Noble Truths is follow the Eightfold Path. That's the way to release yourself from the suffering that was talked about in number one. So you say, well, what's the Eightfold Path? That's what I want to talk about in this video. The Eightfold Path is a way of living in which, if followed with discipline, will help you to live a better life, a happier life, and to release yourself from the suffering of life, from the attachment that we have to life, this grasp that we feel like we have to life. That grasp, that clutching to life, actually makes our life worse, less happy, more anxiety filled. We're so afraid of death, we clutch to life. It's like when you're so afraid of losing somebody, you clutch to them, and in that end up you drive them away faster. How ironic is that? So let's go over it. Number one, the Eightfold Path. This is according to Buddhism. You have to have right view. Right view. You want to see things properly. You want to be able to see things clearly, see things for what they are. Be able to live in a world of truth and reality, not of fantasy or delusion, not with you putting your ideas on the world, just seeing for what it is. I want to go over some of these pretty quickly. I mean, you could probably write a book about each one of these, and there's a lot written about this if you want to look into it further. I just don't like to make 30, 40-minute long videos. So right view is the first one. I talk about this a lot. Outlook is everything. Right thought. That's number two of the Eightfold Path. Number two is right thought. You want to be thinking clearly. You want to be grounded, down to earth. You don't want to be some weirdo thinking about fantasy bullshit like a child or like some kind of crazy person. You want to be able to think truthful thoughts, not delusional, not manipulative, not misleading thoughts. You want to be able to control your mind, control what you think, not just let your thought patterns be a runaway train or like herding cats, and choose whatever metaphor you feel comfortable with, whatever. I mean, we all know what that's like, and our brains just feel out of control. We want to master that. And when you master your self-talk, I'm talking about self-talk all the time, you become the master of your thoughts. You think what you want to think. Let's go to the next one. Eightfold Path, number three. Right speech. You want to be able to speak the truth. You want to be able to speak articulately and to express yourself simply, clearly, with as few words as possible. Never over-explain yourself. Never feel like you have to explain yourself. Obviously, you don't want to be a dick and to use your speech to hurt people like in an aggressive way, unless it calls for it. Some bum is a little bit too pushy at the gas station begging for change. Use those curse words that Andrew Dice Clay taught you, or whatever. What was the list of naughty words that George Carlin came up with? He had a whole list of dirty words. You know, pull from that list, but what you say goes out into the universe, goes out into the world. It's like you're casting spells. So you really have to be careful of what you call forth. What kind of spells are you casting? Ones of negativity. Talking about your enemies too much. Next thing you know, they're at your doorstep. You called them to you. They say, watch what you say. That's, right speech. So let's go to the next one. The Eightfold Path. This is number 4. We're halfway through. Right behavior. You want to conduct yourself with honor, with pride. Like a warrior. Take yourself seriously. And it'll help you to take others seriously. And you'll develop standards. A code. Have a code of honor. And treat other people that you meet along the path with that honor. Even if they're not necessarily following it. It's not a game that you play with them. This is something that you live by. Because that's your relationship with God. It's your code of honor. That's something that you have to go to bed with and you have to die with. So, right behavior. Have good behavior. Proper behavior. Be stoic. Don't be some emotional little drama queen. I was just at a guy's house watching football just now. No, Jesus Christ. What a drama fucking queen this guy is. A buddy of mine. But it's just, it's hard to watch somebody go through such a roller coaster ride. Pay attention to your behavior and snap yourself out of bullshit like that. Don't use extra energy that you don't need to. Be an example for others. I talk about this. Let's go to the next one, number 5. The Eightfold Path. Right livelihood. I look at livelihood as your job, obviously, your career, but not just what you do for money, but your overall mode of existence. So you can include into your livelihood your job, include into your livelihood your hobbies, the activities you do, the projects you have, the things that you like to do to make you happy, taking care of your kids, going fishing, whatever it is. Include all that. That's your livelihood. And have one that's right. I know what it's like to live the wrong livelihood. I had to change that about myself. Let's go to the next one, number 6, Eightfold Path. Right effort. My dad always used to tell me, when we party hard. But when we work hard. So, when you work. I see this at the gym. Motherfuckers show up and they just kind of pussyfoot around, chat and not even really do much, look at chicks and whatever. And they don't ever get in good shape. You want to get in good shape? You use that. You're paying for being up there. Use that time wisely. Work out. You don't need to be there for 2-3 hours. Go there for an hour and work your ass off. Work out harder than anybody else in the room. Right effort is important with everything you do, with your job, with your life, with your relationships. Put in that effort towards your relationships. Put in the right effort towards your marriage. Relationships are hard. I've had many of them fall. A lot of the times my relationships have failed. It's been my own fault. I admit that. If any ex-girlfriend's watching. But I've learned to put in the right effort. I've had to learn that about myself. Let's go to the next one, number 7. Almost done. Eightfold Path. Hope I'm not going too fast to lose some meaning with this. I think that we're at least touching the surface with it. We're getting a lick of each flavor. Right mindfulness. That's number 7, is right mindfulness. You got to keep your mindset positive. What was that Bad Brains song? positive mental attitude, PMA. I got my PMA. You got to put that on every day, and it takes effort. I wake up a negative, mean, nasty son of a bitch. I wake up wanting to kill you and everybody. I wake up just a supervillain. I do. I wake up mean and nasty, rotten. And I have to turn myself into a positive, productive, forward-moving, motivated, disciplined guy. I have to make that transformation every day. And knowing that about myself and taking that conscious effort every single day, yes, it's a chore. Yes, it feels like a lot sometimes. But it's what keeps me going. Oh, God damn, I'm so thankful that I learned this trick about myself. Let's go to the last one. Number 8 of the Eightfold Path. Meditation, right meditation. I assume since it says right meditation, it's opposed to the wrong meditation. Each one of these other ones has a wrong version of it, but I don't know if there's a wrong way to meditate. I usually suggest just meditate. That doesn't mean you have to go to a mountaintop and cross your legs in some uncomfortable way, which is hard for some people, and sit there and chant your mantra, om, om, om. You can do that if that's how you want to get down. There's nothing wrong with that. I know people who do that and they enjoy it. There's all kinds of ways to meditate. My grandfather has meditated 20 minutes a day for the last 50 years. He learned this in the 1950s. And it's helped him tremendously in his life to remain stoic and to be a good businessman and to have good relationships and to be on top of his emotions and all that, get to sleep. And he just sits in a chair and you wouldn't even know it. He doesn't say much anyways. You could look over and he's just sitting there staring at a wall. That motherfucker's meditating. A lot of times what meditation is, very simply, I don't know, I can make a whole video about how to meditate, but is just to let go. Just let go of everything. Life is going to happen. Thoughts are going to happen. Your body is going to breathe. Your blood is going to flow. Just let go. You don't have to be in control. Quit the control freak shit for just a little bit each day. Just a little bit. Just let go. There's a lot of other ways to define meditation, but a lot of those include tactics, which really in my mind mean that you're doing something. When you meditate, you don't want to do anything. Let go. Just do nothing. This is the Eightfold Path. Thanks for watching.